Gene editing, also known as genome engineering, is a form of genetic engineering where DNA can be inserted, deleted, modified, or replaced in the genome of a living organism. You may not know it, but you can find plant and animal products that are genetically modified at your local grocery store right now. And although scientists have been carefully tinkering with genomes in animals and plants for decades, questioning if what they were doing to other living organisms was ethical, Dr. He Jiankui in China basically just said fuck it and experimented on 2 twin human babies in late 2018. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, gene editing, that sounds scary. And while it might sound frightening, the babies born are not popping out of their moms looking like Sloth from the Goonies. The purpose of Dr. Jiankui's experiment was to test if CRISPR-Cas9, the tech used to edit the genome of these babies, edited and closed the doorway in which HIV enters to infect them in a safe and effective way. This caused some uproar and divide within the scientific community because, number one, no one knows what the result is going to be. Number two, because there aren't any laws in place to keep this technology down a safe path. And number three, because people are afraid of designer babies. Now, although those complaints might sound reasonable, if broken down correctly, they can be solved fairly easily. So, for problem number one, no one knowing what the result could be, usually that means someone should find the outcome so that they would know what the outcome would be. Applying that to a few real-life situations, the first primates using fire for the first time to cook food when they had no idea it'd be more nutritious for us than raw meat. Isaac Newton created calculus, which vastly advanced our understanding of mathematics, physics, and astronomy, which later resulted in engineering majors regretting every life decision they've ever made, and me asking the cute girl from class out on a date. She said no. Basically, you don't know what'll happen if you don't try. Problem number two. There aren't any laws in place to keep this technology down a safe path. The issue with this problem is that you can't really make laws about things that don't exist yet. For example, back in the 1800s, there weren't any stop signs or vehicular laws because cars didn't exist yet. And while it can be argued that even a decade into having cars, America still didn't have any motor vehicle laws, keep in mind that this was a time where we still pooped outside in wooden boxes just like half of current-day India. Shout out to that Slumdog Millionaire scene. Problem 3. People are afraid of designer babies. Designer babies are genetically modified babies that have had their genome altered for aesthetic and possibly intellectual purposes. There's another guy in history that was really into creating a perfect and completely uniform race. Wasn't the nicest of guys. But the reason he could test such heinous and cruel experiments is probably because no one could stop him. Today, scientists are a part of a worldwide community that can safely collaborate and challenge each other's ideas and research under the laws of their countries. By doing so, they create a culture where they can do cool shit, like build rockets. Thanks, Elon. And while you can't mod a baby so it comes out with rocket boosters for legs, it might be possible to rid them of disease. Although the path of gene editing can be a tricky and dangerous path for scientists, patients, and society as a whole, hundreds of thousands of people are affected by cancer, diabetes, HIV, and many other diseases, and therefore looking for a cure. If there's a possibility that gene editing can be the fix that these people need, as a society we should support the safe and ethical progression of gene editing. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram, informally described. Peace.